This Warriors Live podcast 2024, episode 24, I think. Yes. Our first post-match pod. Me, Will Evans, Brad Larking, and Wheeze on a Sunday morning. Maybe 12, 13 hours after an outstanding 42-12 win over the Cowboys in Townsville. Warriors season is flying all of a sudden. Boys, how you feeling after that one? Not a bad little Saturday night in.
Wow. What a great game. It's still, I probably need to look at the game to watch it, to dig into it a bit more to see what actually went on. But as viewing live, sitting here in the bar, just enjoying an absolute thumping. Great Saturday night.
Felt very comfortable right the way through. Obviously got off to a flying start. Cowboys were struggling. And there was never really a moment where we thought, could be in a bit of trouble here or looked in danger of letting them back into it, really. But, Weez, what were your thoughts? Were you watching it at home or you out and about?
Yeah, bro, just quite Saturday night in at home. As you guys said, comfortable as the Cowboys were pretty terrible. That a lot of mistakes in that, and it was just an easy watch, wasn't it? You never really felt like there was we were always going to come away with the win. That start of that second half, definitely a bit of an arm wrestle there, but sort of got through it, and then finished it off with a couple of late ones. So.
That's one part of the game that I highlighted was that effort and that start of the second half. It would have been a different story if we had let Cowboys in first try in that second half. It would have given them a sniff and it could have been a bit of a rough old
12.
Yeah. So, I thought that was the highlight of the game. Digging in, starting again, and just not panicking, slowly overpowering and then dominate again. Yeah. It's pretty footy to watch.
Especially with that late try and that first, there was a chance that, on the heels a wee bit, and if they scored again at the start of the second half, but it was all good.
We're just running through the game briefly. I think it was poor old Viliami Vailea coming up with the early era, the ex-Warrior. Felt a bit sorry for the lad. And from there, the Warriors were just right on top. Chance, we had one pulled back to Dallin, and then Chance sort of a sneaky solo try in the corner. Adam Fanua-Blake just barged over, real simple. 5 minutes later, Barnett through a gaping hole. So 3 tries in the first 18 minutes. And then again, just really putting the foot on the throat. Rocco Berry charging through a hole did well. Got an absolute bullet from Tamati and regathered it. As you said, Weez, we let that long-range try and kind of against the run of play. They had nothing really cooking at all. I think they might have had one shot at our line, and it didn't really look like getting any points at any stage except for that one dead and sort of sneaking in behind a lazy marker and Rocco. 22-6 at half-time. As you said, Brad, and I think it was my favourite part of the game as well, just, the Cowboys did come out firing just after the break, and it was set for set and a real grind for, 10 minutes or so. Cowboys blink first and Warriors pounce. First opportunity they got, Dallin over in the corner with would you say a fairly jammy try there, Weez? The pass was a little bit dodgy. It obviously bounced fortuitously for Dallin, but it looked a little bit shady.
It did, it obviously bounced forward by a mile, which makes it look a lot worse, but if they had an angle, a TV camera right on that line, you probably would have said it was forward, but you take it, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. 68th minute, really. Oh, they had the double sin binning, and then, penalty goal to put us out by 4 converted tries. Then Chance going over from that miraculous Dallin play in the end goal, and that really sealed it. A couple of garbage time tries, one apiece, and good to see Rocco getting over for his first NRL double to really ice the game. 7 goals from Pompey. Nice kicking performance from him again. And it was just a cruise really. But they laid the platform early on. They were aggressive. Line speed was great. Took their opportunities, and
I think what
there's not much else to say really. I couldn't have done too much more. For the stage of the season, for where they've come from just a few weeks ago, those tough wins, short-handed, bringing a whole bunch of guys back in, and just caned the Cowboys at home. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I think what helped us set up that game a lot too was the lack of effort or urgency in the Cowboys in that first 20, highlighted by that chance. Charles Nickel had no right to score that try. He fended off Holmes and he fends off another one, and they're just grabbing at his arm, and he strolls over in the corner. We were really given a leg up by the Cowboys. Real slow start, and we just got too far ahead, and then that was the end of it. Geez, I do love dirtbagging a couple of tries, eh? You mentioned that Bumble, did it go forward, did it go back pass? Even Dallin tapping that one in. We dirtbagged him there. That shouldn't have been a try. And even Rocco fumbling that hit off the chest and regather. It could have gone anywhere and it lands. So we dirtbagged 12 points last night, and I love it.
This felt like the luck's turning a little bit. Those are the sort of things that might not have come off a few rounds ago. Yeah, but again, I think it all started with a bit of defensive resolve against Penrith in Magic Round, and they've just sort of carried that on, and it just feels a lot like last year again. Right out the tough spots, defend their line well again, and the Cowboys, as much as they're one of the worst defensive teams in the comp, they're one of the more dangerous attacking outfits. So to concede the 2 tries that they did was a pretty impressive effort. I know there were a few backing up from Origin and a couple that didn't play, but
there was a couple of times where they were parked down our end for a few sets, weren't they? And instead of watching the Cowboys attack, I was watching the Warriors defensive line because we seemed to be shutting them down quite. And I was expecting the defensive line to be hurriedly moving all into positions in that, but they were just a solid wall, just slowly moving sideways one way or t'other and not getting panicked or spooked at all. How was that one of Berry's on Valentine Holmes? Chopped him.
Oh, that was
the grass cutter.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. And that poor guy, that try he got, did you see the decent whack on the dick he got? When he went in,
happened?
Yeah, he got it wasn't, I don't think it was undercarriage. Sometimes a whack on the dick is just as sore as one on the nuts, I reckon.
right on the end.
I thought it was like out of his bloody hip flexor or something as well. Maybe it's just hung like a rogue elephant in his, it's way out the side there, tucked in. But he was
looks like his
Jeep touches.
Looks like one of those GPS things tucked in the back of his jersey. But yeah, he had a good game. Still a little bit unco. He is still ungamely, but monster game. Strong bastard. I heard someone talk.
He's a big fella, isn't he? Jeez.
Yeah.
Will he transition to the back row, do you think? Like Mannering?
You could imagine it. You could kind of imagine it. Yeah, Mannering's one. Maybe a slightly higher level Ewan Aiken, maybe. Sort of similarities, but So we put it was part of the Q&A pod that we did midweek, but put a clip up as well on social media that attracted a fair bit of comment and debate about this logjam of centres and who's under pressure and who's not and who should be there. Fonz and I agreed that Rocco was kind of under the pump a little bit, or at least playing for a spot. He had a couple of not so flash outings during that losing streak, and then broke his hand and missed a few games. Pompey's been really good, and then you've obviously got Roger coming back, and the 2 wingers are playing really well. So there's someone's going to be the odd man out, and Berry didn't quite have the recent runs on the board, but yeah, he really put his stamp on the spot last night, I thought, as Fonz thought as well. Just big statement game when he needed it.
Yeah,
a bit more involved, wasn't he? Which has been the knock recently. There was a few tough carries, a few, breaking a couple of tackles and that. So,
and I think
strong in contact.
Pompey.
Outran
Pompey. Wasn't huge, 8 for 85 metres, 8 runs for 85 metres, but plenty of quality there, and good to see him to go over for a couple of tries. And defence was great, leading one-on-one tackler in the NRL, and as you said, Brad, that one on Holmes was an absolute cracker. Saved the try for sure.
It's a bit of a hot topic at the moment, isn't it? The old centre battle, and I even saw some people saying that leave Roger out. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. They're going to have to find. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows the direction Webby's going to go?
Yeah, it's a tough call. It'd be tough on Pompey. I was actually surprised that his stats were fairly modest last night because visually it seemed like he had another pretty decent game. But yeah, not huge involvement, but he was solid again.
I've got a lunatic mullet, friend called Mullet, and he is the biggest Pompey hater you ever come. And I had a message from him at 7:30 this morning. I'll try it. Where it was Mullet. Big win buzzer. If I had it my way, Pompey would have been sacked years ago. He can't kick, and he can't run a ball straight. What else? Oh no, I can't actually say the stuff. It's like, Mullet, you're a lunatic. Pompey it's real hard. It is a tough call saying to Pompey, although he's probably such the clubman, but he knows he's there for a finite time till Rog comes back. But it's a hard move. He's playing pretty solid.
He's solid as shit, isn't he?
Yeah.
A few years back, there was always a bit of a brain fade and a stupid offload, or just something silly. But the last couple of seasons, he hasn't really put much of a foot wrong, has he?
Plays basic footy right, doesn't he? Yeah, he just does his job. Yeah,
and the goal kicking, he's been pretty good.
Last game against the Dolphins, 14 from 16 this year. It's the high 80s. I think last year is 20 from 28, and obviously he missed those 3 goals in the prelim. Only 14 from 16, so fairly small sample size, but he's nailing it from out wide. And
what did you finish your career at? I think I was 78.
Oh yeah. There's different balls back then. Now and
they're a bit heavier.
It's a bit harder nowadays, Brad.
I was a toe poker, even though I was right-footed. I toe poked with my left foot for goal kicking.
He's just so bloody laconic, which is probably the bit of a knock on him back in the day, but it probably helps the goal kicking. He's like, he's just so calm. He's like the Kane Williamson of rugby league. Just
you're right.
The heart's just going at 60 beats per minute or whatever.
You're right. He's never
he never gets too excited.
No, that's a good kill.
A few other standout players from the Kings Container Crew player ratings, and this podcast is brought to you by Kings Container Crew, by the way, the best container outfit in Australia and New Zealand. They're right across the land. Head to kingskontainercrew.com for all your packing and unpacking solutions. And if you want to work with the team, hit the Work With Us tab at that same website. Cheers, Kings boys. We're going to see 3 of us going to see Carlos from Kings next week at the Storm game. Can't wait. And I'm sure they're both out there fizzing on that game last week. But a few standouts in the Kings Container Crew player ratings. The top marks went to Charles Nickel-Klokstad, 8.5, along with Tamati Munn. Thought they were both outstanding. Tamati continuing to run the ship without Sean Johnson. Still slightly just understated, but he, is racking up the try assists, as jammy as some of them might be. Calmly steering them around. Great defence. Couldn't really ask for too much more. Getting everything can out of his skill set. And Chance, great to be at back. There's a bit of, I guess, debate about where Chance is best suited for this team. He obviously played 5'8" in his last game in Magic Round. We've got half a dozen great fullback options, but last night was a bit of a reminder that he's our best number one. 250 metres.
Yeah. He's the type of guy, though, that could go in. He's the type of guy that could shift the centre and then be our best centre, or play a few more games at 5'8" and then be our best fight. I think it wouldn't matter where he was. He is just a competitor. Far out, he goes hard.
Yeah. He just loves the work. Quality last night too. Chanel, not too bad as a sort of just reasonably quiet game. No standouts. Obviously got that sim binning, which we'll come to in a second. The halves situation, boys. You couldn't really drop Tamati, could you? When Sean comes back, which is meant to be next week. You're happy with that pairing to go back to to normal and probably Chanel back to the bench to take the spot that Freddie was occupying.
Yeah, I love everything about those switches, actually, compared to, because Lussick may not have, he still didn't have a great game yesterday. Everything about that makes me very happy.
I was surprised that Lussick played 23 minutes. I honestly really noticed. I guess it was, they were in cruise control. The game was wrapped up pretty much, but I really didn't notice him too much.
No.
Yeah, and Chanel brings a bit more versatility. The pack was great. Adam Fanua-Blake, great to see him dominate, score another try, sort of putting all that controversy behind him. Hopefully that's just put that on the back burner for 4 months or so, and then fill your boots. Jackson Ford, a prop. Geez, he looked like he played prop his whole life. He's made for it.
What did you call him in the player rap? The Wacko Jacko. And he is a lunatic. And I was even in the presser, listening to a Webby talk about him in the presser, he was surprised that they hadn't thought of doing it earlier, because it's exactly where he needs to be. Big minutes in the middle. When people are getting more and more worn out, he seems to find more and more power. Yeah, guy, what an asset. What an asset.
Yeah.
And to have that so mobile outside without, not that he's not mobile, but some people are silkier on the edge than Jacko is. Yeah, great move.
Interesting to see, how much things can change in just a couple of months, and obviously there's been injuries and stuff. Now Ford's our starting prop. We've got our, second and third props, Barnett and Nikorde. They're our starting second rowers again. But yeah, it worked. I mean, you'd have to run with that until it stops working. 18 runs to 173 metres from Ford, 33 tackles. But he was just in everything. Couldn't wait to take every hit up from the kickoff. Just steaming out of the line and cutting people down around the ankles. He's a man.
He's also great. He must be leading the comp for having disallowed tries for obstruction. He's done that again in the weekend, front on that first try. Jeez, Jacko,
he's playing exactly in the centre of the field and still manages to...
you can tell he's got no late footwork, because he can't just dive to the inside shoulder either. He just hits him square on the mush. But big game.
Hitting the deck. And for the defensive line.
Just duck. Yeah, huge game.
Yeah, Nikorde and Barnett both great on the edges. I thought Nikorde, especially in the first half, looked great, just punishing people in defence.
Yeah.
Like, even if
he's a big boy, he can hit pretty hard, far out.
And he's the guy,
scary human.
Yeah, you're not looking for him to make 40 tackles and 150 metres a game, but what he does is quality. Mitch looks right at home on the edge, I think. Great prop too, but scored a try, big numbers. Outstanding. Big week for him. Had another kid.
Yeah,
Origin camp.
Man.
Yeah, packing it all in.
Did he?
Yeah,
it's all go.
He doesn't fuck around.
He looks like he'd have 9 of them, eh? Is that his 9th? His 5th boy. He's got 4 girls and 5 boys. Is that right? Busy boy. Jeez.
Dylan Walker starting at lock looked great. Tohu coming off the bench. You guys happy with that? I think they'll roll with that for a wee while.
He isn't that was one of the things when we went on that losing streak. Tohu just looked knackered, playing 70+ minutes. It was a bit of a struggle. He just looked so tired, and hopefully, leading into the future, he's not playing more than 50 or 60.
Yeah,
and he just looked, even a bit of an off the back fence there from Tohu. Just off the kickoff was looking pretty good. And Dylan Walker's leg speed when he's playing 13, it just looks a lot quicker, doesn't it? We look a lot better, a lot quicker. So, who knows what will happen moving forward. But
I told you pre-show, but I did love how fresh-faced Tohu was at 30 minutes into the game. Usually it's like Braveheart, and he's got blood all dripped over him everywhere, and he's just hanging in tatters. But his hair was still in a bun. I was like, oh, good, there's 50 minutes left, and Tohu still looks all right. So, it was nice having him just fresh and just...
There was one element of his game that Ruth pinpointed, and it was his giant jersey. It looked Yeah, it looked like it was 2 sizes too big. It was really long. It's kind of like a 90s jersey, how they just had them real baggy. We're used to super skin tight. Yeah, it certainly
this.
caught the eye. I couldn't stop looking at it once Ruth pointed
I'm
it
going
out.
to have to rewatch on my next watch of the game. I'm going to have to look closely at how do you get a big one of those tops these days?
Yeah, well, whose jersey does he have? Because
16 XL.
Than
Maybe he
Tohu
just
and the side.
took it to the tailor, got it let out a bit. He's like, "This is too tight, mate. I'm fucking hating it. I'm 30 odd years old. I got all these injuries. Do I have to be, wrapped in a girdle every week as well?"
Yeah, I'm the captain, bro. Just let me do this. Come on.
Yeah. No, I'm going to have to. Yeah, that's worth a rewatch in itself.
Jazzy, only 28 minutes. But shit, he packs a lot into those. He's playing for his future, as was documented during the week. And the last 3 games, he's been great. Didn't get that long on the field this time. 28 minutes, 9 runs for 73 metres and 24 tackles without a miss. Great stats. Capewell off the bench, pretty decent comeback, 5 rounds out. So, yeah, I think ultimately we're going to be a bit better with him in the 17, whether it's off the bench or come back into the pack. Wade Egan I thought was pretty sharp, particularly in that first half. Good to have him back in the saddle.
Didn't get one knock either. Didn't stay down once.
No, I didn't. Did he just go off because he was getting a spell? I didn't really notice him.
I didn't see that go down at all.
I think it was, just a spell.
Yeah, top of the tackle count still, despite only playing 57 minutes and a fair bit of ball running a dummy half, and just that service from dummy half as well. Just gives them that extra sort of third of a second, I reckon, to put on those scoring plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps it up now for this, because we're trying to be a bit more structured, boys. We would have a segment for our post-match pods. So we've come up with this Serenity Now moment. Obviously, the tribute to the great Frank Costanza. So we'll see if this little thing will work.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
Hopefully that comes across in the recording. But yeah, Serenity Now moment. Brad, you're a massive purveyor of saying Serenity Now to calm the nerves when things get a bit frustrating. I think I've heard you say it more than anyone else. It's I guess something to, when something completely frustrates you, leaves you without any answers, you scream that out and it helps calm things down. But any Serenity Now moments that wound you up during the game?
Please.
I had CHT to go to. Needed CHT for a bit of a collect on a multi, and he ran off Tamari late when there was a knock on. Thought he was almost in, and then Pompey with that offload late as well was. So I needed that one because I lost a wee bit of money on a pony earlier in the day.
You gave us a dud tip.
I was looking to recoup some losses. No, I didn't actually lose. I was even money. Told the boys about it, and it didn't come in. So
took it on the chin. Wes.
Were you in on that too?
Not for much.
Well, I think it was Will's fault.
The hot tip.
Bad juju. Yeah, the good oil. And not come in.
I usually miss out. I usually don't get around to backing it, and they come in, the boys are all celebrating. I jumped on this one with gusto, and no good. Third.
So I'll just make a separate chat for the other boys, so we won't tell you about it next time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bueno. I actually had to collect a little in-game multi for Noah Blake and Warriors to win. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. 6 try the second.
Yeah, that was mine actually for Noah Blake and.
What about your ones?
Oh, the double sin binning was an affront to rugby league. I mean, Chanel just delicately drops the ball on Chad Townsend's head. It's been unbelievable, and I still can't even figure out what Chad did except getting a bit fired up. But for them to both go for 10 for that, it was maybe the referee just thought the game looked like it was getting a bit out of hand, but there was just a little bit of a scuffle a couple of minutes earlier, again involving Chad, and then that little one, and the referee just dropped his bundle. It was crazy.
Didn't have the balls to deal with it himself on the field. It was like someone else's problem. Two of yous, but at the same time, it didn't worry me. They were getting a little bit niggly, the two of them, and it was a previous flare up. So at the same time, no harm, no foul. One from each team. Biff them off. These boys want to play footy. You two gave a break. So yeah, my opinion, no harm, no foul. I was filthy when old Chanel got sent. I was like, hang on.
Yeah.
What? And I was really waspy. But then the other one got done, and I was like, oh, that's all right. I can
Just
swallow that. Yeah. So screw them. Did they play together at the Warriors? They would have, eh?
Yeah.
Did they cross paths? Yeah.
Just that brief second stint he had before he went to Townsville.
True.
So he played with a lot of those guys, most of them, and some of them that he was arcing up at, Chanel and Marcelo. Also, Kurt Capewell, who was involved in the first incident, and also his Chad dirty little around the neck after the whistle.
Yeah.
They played together at Cronulla. So, interesting little sidelight there.
He's all fizzed up.
He can fire up, old Chad. I remember when he absolutely obliterated Kalen Ponga with a disgusting elbow and got banned for 7 weeks or something. Yeah, he's got a bit of bit of grub in him.
I can't remember that. Sorry, I just had kids working out where their dad is.
Yeah, he's a media superstar, kid. Sorry. A few highlights from the social media realm post match that I copy and pasted into the show notes.
Any lunatics? Did any lunatics rear their head?
No, it was just such an easy watch. You know, it wasn't one of those games where people are going to come up with an off the wall opinion or fly off the handle at the player ratings. This tends to happen. But the Joel and Tim show, and I actually thought the same thing. They've tweeted, and Joel and Tim show, great friends of this show, and go and check them out. Outstanding podcast. They tweeted. This was when Braden Burns scored. I think they're still down by 24. Are these commentators taking the piss, acting like Cowboys have a chance to win when they're down by 24 with 6 to go? Brandy's going on. Oh, yeah, good kick, Valentine Holmes. They've got to go up in 6s from here. Are you kidding? The game is over. I know you desperately love us to choke here, Brandy, but it's not going to happen.
The count. He's annoying.
Yeah, you still didn't get the feeling that he was, judging us by how dominant we were. It was, he's like, Cowboys could come back into this at any minute.
He does so much. I don't get it. For a former player.
Yeah. And he wasn't even gushing over Pompey as much as he usually does. He's got a weird little thing for Pompey.
Oh, yeah.
His strapping thighs.
Talking about his big strapping legs.
Strapping legs. Oiled up legs. I was like, calm down, Brandy. Jesus. Put it away.
Scala, great friend of the podcast, Patreon supporter. See if I can get a little picture up, but she said, sort of a brag, a bit of a flex here. Not to be that guy, but we're 3-3 since I started wearing this. It's the same jersey that you've got, Brad, the 2024 issue Canterbury
is that right?
ugly jersey. Yeah. So yeah, 3-3.
Do you know what, Stella? Do you know what? It's 3 from 3 since I've stopped wearing that jersey. Remember that first one? I went and put the jersey in the hamper at halftime against Penrith. And maybe we've got some sort of yin yang thing going on.
Balance right. Well, just to throw another one in the mix.
You got to find your Warriors, buddy.
Yeah.
Your Wars, buddy.
Well, I'm now. I got my staff issue TWL merch, and so
I've got a
100% record and an average winning margin of 30 points since I started wearing that for each game. So
mint. Long may those stats continue.
Suze on Twitter, Suze Burgess, another Patreon. Gosh, I'm so happy to be wrong about TMM. Yeah, same. I mean, he's stood tall the last few weeks, and certainly didn't see 3 games like this coming. 5 wins from 26 games without Sean Johnson coming into this last run of 3 games. So to win all 3, it sort of shows historically how significant it is, and he's been at the heart of all of it. PJ's immortal. New Corday is the nuts. I'd agree with that. How busy.
Short and sweet, Peach.
Yeah,
No worries,
No-
brother. Couldn't
no
agree
trim.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fonzie has weighed in, Brad. Couldn't let us, obviously, try and sum up the game with our limited faculties. But so his first point here is the Cowboys were poor, low energy, didn't want to match us in the middle. As a result, we had ruck control and we're never going to lose. Other teams won't give us that much control. Fair point. Fonz is always, if we're sitting here looking lovingly at our half-full cup, Fonz was always happy to remind us that there's still a half-empty cup sitting there as well.
He keeps us in check.
Yeah. It's good to have that balance.
It is.
Fonz said, while the halves were good, I think 3 of our tries involved passes hitting the ground. Bouncing luckily. He liked the way they're using both sides of the field, playing direct and off the cuff, but the execution is still a way off. Yeah, fair point, for sure. If we can get SGA to play in this new system with his skills, he will be awesome. Yeah, there's I guess, an inclination to think that, maybe Sean was a little bit part of the problem, I guess, and too dominant. But I also think that maybe if he was there last night, he would have had an absolute field day against that Cowboys day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, Wes.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it's funny, there's a few people that are like, SJ shouldn't get back in the team, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, he's going to come straight back in. But the knock with SJ back in the day, in the 12 to when he left, was like, he went missing in games.
Yeah.
Now the knock on him is he's too dominant, and, which is pretty tough. But yeah, he'll come back, and hopefully they can find that balance between him and Tamati. And I'm sure, Webster and Johnson, they're clued up enough to work it out. And
I'm sure he's been watching and enjoying it. And I also think, it wasn't Sean's play on attack that was making us give away dumb penalties or be soft on the goal line. So I think, Sean come back into a team playing like this is going to be as good as he was last year.
And with a lot of injured troops around him, that's another thing I picked out of the presser last night. Was one thing Webby said he's learnt over the last wee while is playing injured players isn't that good of an idea. And I think he's learnt, and he was trying to just get people through a game. Yeah. But then with those 2 wins on the thin teams, there's another kid looking in. Jeez, I got kids. A little door open. Yeah.
Calling it Barney. Which Barney? You got 9 of them as well, mate.
You'd think so, the way they're pestering me. But where was I with that? Yeah, cheers, Ted. Yeah, but it was good to see that he had learnt, and he has comfort and this security that the guys coming in, he doesn't need to be playing the stars injured, because the next guys up are better than an injured star.
Yeah, great point. Still no closer, this is Fonz talking still no closer to knowing where to put Roger. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, kind of thought when Marcelo got dropped because he was going to push Roger out there, which is what we were sort of calling for. Then Roger also got injured and missed that game against the Roosters. But, now it's real hard to drop Marcelo. He's been rock solid. It's tough. I'm probably still leaning towards Pompey being the unfortunate one to miss out as good as he's been. That's probably where
he's keen to be a little bit scrappy. He's getting involved in a bit of the niggle. He's got a bit of passion and fire in his belly. I'm liking that from Marcelo at the moment.
He's the clubman as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
To have those blokes, you're not going to pick the team on that, but you always see him in the changing rooms. He's just fizzing, isn't he?
Yeah.
He seems like an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Jackson forward to the middle is master stroke. You've certainly covered that, and long may it continue. Looking forward to this. Seeing how he goes against some other packs, and for that to be game 1, that's a pretty good way to start. And his last point, Melbourne will be a whole other animal. That's a game next week. Cowboys last night were 9 inches tall and riding a duck-sized horse. So he's making a couple of references to the opinion-splitting would you rather questions from the pod midweek. And just before you segue, Brad, I'd just like to note that Mixnpik poll duck-sized horses won the poll.
Oh,
So,
did they?
there you go.
Did they? Well, I've had to change my position after something I've witnessed in the past 48 hours. We're on a lifestyle block, so there's a lot of mice charging this joint, and of course, kid found one in the mousetrap, and just sort of come out. I was out by the woodshed, and he sort of just foxtailed a dead mouse onto the lawn. A duck comes screaming across the lawn, scooped it up, and sculled it. One go, man, just sculled a mouse. And I was sitting there, I was like, fuck, that duck was the size of a horse. It could scull me in one go. So I've had to change my position. I thought I was going to go like toe to toe with this sucker. I didn't sort of take into account its mouth and the way it just deleted this mouse in no time. Yeah, I'd have to go the 100-sized horse. What are they? Horse-sized ducks?
Yeah.
Duck-sized horses.
It's
Jeez. Yeah, so I've had to change my position.
The temperament of a duck. It's
I haven't even looked at my Mixnpik.
well, we'll come to that, Brad.
How did we go?
Well, you didn't do so well, so we'll come to that in a second.
Didn't I?
I just do want to touch on the would you rather be 9 inches tall or 11 feet tall one again. I mean, you guys,
been grinding your
yeah, it
gears all
has,
week,
because I really don't think you're thinking it through. You have to live in the current world. It's not like you just get to have a giant house and a giant car and ride on giant planes. You have to fit into this current world. So you're not flying anywhere unless you're like, I don't know, get an army plane or something. And
9 inches, man, though.
it's like
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, I know it's going to suck too, but 11 feet tall is, how you couldn't get in the car. You'd have to go on a giant flatbed truck and lie down to get anywhere. Yeah, I just think it'd be more
tell you,
complicated.
it's not that I think I'm okay with it. Neither of them are great, are they? I'm just picking one. Yeah. It's still shit to be 11 feet tall, but I reckon it'd be worse being 9 inches.
I don't know, I think
you just get left everywhere.
You could have quite a good career in the NBA, I'm guessing, if you're 11 feet tall. You could probably get yourself a private jet to ferry yourself around.
You wouldn't have to stand in the key either. You just stand and reach over and drop it, plonk it in.
We're going to have to put it in.
Yeah, neither of them would be ideal. But I suppose it's no different to that little Hezbollah. What's that little dude? Is it Hezbollah or whatever? That little Russian guy that looks 3 months old and he's 29.
He's a bit taller.
He's making a good living from it.
Yeah,
he's always trying to buff on.
Yeah, it creeps me out, that dude.
Back to Mixnpik, 154 players. A little down on.
That's a good.
Yeah, it's still solid. Good to get over the 150 mark again. The record's 167.
Mixnpik is what though? Like, there's been a point.
Yeah.
Does everyone know? All our listeners?
I kind of assume that everyone knows what it is, but it's an interactive challenge game run in conjunction with This Warrior's Life. Basically, you get the app. There'll be a bunch of questions for you to answer, mostly around the upcoming game. Predictions about what will happen. There's some trivia in there, a few sort of polls, some for fun, some to get some points. And it's good fun, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, it is. It's simple but effective. I love it. Yeah, I'm not big because I don't do, me, I don't touch Supercoach. So for me to be actually weekly playing something like this will tell you, it's a good wee gig. Get some little smoko room comps together. Or
Yeah. They're always improving the game, the boys at Mixnpik. And every week, the winner gets a This Warrior's Life t-shirt. Not for sale.
Yes.
So the winner this week and setting records, Valerie Arce, perfect 12, record-breaking 12 points. I don't know if that was a perfect round, but it was bloody close to it if it wasn't.
12 points?
Unprecedented tally. And it was a day for the optimists who play with their heart, backing Warriors across the board. The special mention to Crocker NZ from Christchurch, second with 11 points. Usually that gets you a t-shirt every day of the week, but unfortunate this time. Crocker NZ, keep trying, buddy. Friends of the pod, Mike Minogue and Sidestep Yanni, 9 points, pretty solid. I was on 8. I'm pretty happy with that. I think Tally got 9 as well, didn't he, Weez? He was trumpeting that.
He was up
That's
there.
pretty decent. You boys, though, only 5. Was that right, Weez? You were on 5 as well?
5?
No, I was on 10.
Oh, 10.
I was up there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Smashed it, bro.
10?
Oh, man.
I got the burger question wrong and the The Jared Haynes, as you
the trivia.
informed me, Jared Haynes' dad. Yeah, the trivia.
Manoa Thompson.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, the question was who were the first Warriors game in Townsville in '95. Who was the Warriors player in that game to play their last game in first grade?
Jesus.
And it was Manoa Thompson. Jared Haynes, old man, former South Sydney and Wests player, Fijian international. Didn't do a hell of a lot for us as a foundation player, but yeah, he was the answer. Not too many got that one, but it was crucial for the ones that did. Yeah, what have we got?
Jeez, I got 133rd.
Oh, jeez, that's a bit
That's
rough.
diabolical. What's gone wrong there? I have to give Brian a ring and just see if these are going through to him.
There's something wrong with the app, mate.
Hey,
What's going
Brian,
on?
are you getting all of these?
Brad, you haven't been
How did I get 7 wrong?
mailing in your answers again, have you? You've actually been using the app.
That could be
The
it.
try scorer question, have that every week. Pick a player a warrior to score a try. Once again, any other warrior paid the point, with Mitch and Chance getting tries, and they weren't listed. The season rankings, 03 represent, continuing to dominate in number 1. I'm in 34th. I'm pretty happy with that. Brad, you've tumbled to 67th. Ruth is actually sneaking up on me in 36th. And Mike Minogue, he was 80th. He's steamed up to 24th. So he's absolutely loving it.
Nerd.
We've got a bit of a stats corner, boys. Thought I'd bring it back. Brad, do you want to give us a live, or do you want a chance to pre-record it?
The old jingle.
Yeah, the old jingle.
The old jingle.
2019.
What was the old jingle? Right. This is out of. I was thinking, what did I do? Okay. That's corner.
Beautiful. We'd definitely have to do that live every week. Or we could get you in the studio and with the actual drum kit. What do you call the drums that make that little?
That's the hi-hat, isn't it? Maybe? Hi-hat? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe me and Dave Dobbin can do a little collab on it.
Yeah, match made in heaven for sure. So just a few little interesting stats, boys. I love this one. Just the second time since 2007, the Cowboys have lost by 30 plus at home. So as diabolical as the Cowboys can be, particularly in defence, at home they don't usually get trounced like that. So, pretty big result for the boys.
Those poor home fans last night.
No.
Imagine being a home supporter walking out of that mess.
I drove all the way from Mount Isa for this. They look like every time you looked at Pompey lining up a conversion, there was some angry looking old woman in the crowd just staring daggers, going, I can't believe I fucking came to this. Yeah, it's great.
Poor buggers.
Yeah.
Oh, we feel you.
They've got a premiership, so what are they fucking whinging
It
about?
could be us next week, yeah. You never know.
Yeah. A record equaling third straight win for the Warriors over the Cowboys. We've never won more than 3 straight, so that equals our runs from 99 to 2001 and in 2002-03. We've now won 8 of our last 11.
Is that just against the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Or is that against any? Yeah.
Won 8 of our last 11
Cowboys.
against the Cowboys now, so starting to dominate that rivalry again. Only the second time we've notched back-to-back wins in Townsville after last year's great win in round 3. So that matched the effort of the 99-2000 team, Mark Graham's wonderful Warriors back then. 5th time we've topped 40 points under Andrew Webster. Just as a side note, Nathan Brown's highest scoring game, last 34 points. We've got a 10-10 record in Australia. That includes our 2 finals losses at Penrith and Brisbane. But yeah, not bad going for the boys, getting those wins on the road, which is obviously very important if you're going to be top 4 again. A couple in a row now, back in Australia after a couple of losses. So yeah, that's all I got, numbers wise.
That's all you got. Well, I think that's a good little cover of the team. Like I said, I'll probably go away this afternoon and actually watch it a bit more closely rather than a fan. I probably should watch it as someone trying to learn something. But yeah, all in all, great.
So we'll have
Great way. Sunday just float around.
Yeah. it's we'll have the teamless Tuesday. We're still getting into the groove of this new revamped schedule, aren't we, Brad? But
yeah, we are.
teamless
Yeah.
Tuesday, we'll be coming at you again, and then we'll have a midweek pod. Might give Brad a rest midweek. He can sit this one out if he's feeling a bit fatigued. But we'll have something for you midweek.
I'll be deep in an anxiety bubble by then. If a flight only a day or two away,
Oh, yeah.
I'll be good for nothing.
That's right. The three of us heading up to Auckland.
I'm already looking at weather patterns. I was on windy this morning, seeing if it's windy Thursday morning when I fly out. So we're good so far. So
Ruth told
Thursday morning.
Friday morning.
Friday morning. Yeah.
Yes.
Friday. I've booked a day early. No.
Ruth told me that there's some sort of massive snow event bearing down us on Friday, so we need to get the hell out of
oh Jesus,
which isn't good for you, Weez.
That'll be southerly. I'll be chasing me up.
Yeah, I could be in a bit of trouble. Oh no.
Is that right? Nah, we'll be good.
It is the three of us coming up.
It's going to be a good weekend
To Auckland. And
nice icy fairway.
Yeah.
Nice icy runway coming out of Queenstown. It's
Perfect.
never nice to think about.
Sweet.
The hair dries out.
Right.
But yeah, we'll have something, bit of a special episode coming up on Friday. I don't know if we'll have it out on Friday, but we're recording it up there. So, something to stay tuned for. Details to come. But, should be a great weekend. We'll have the bit of a TWL catch-up for anyone who's keen to see what Brad's like in real life. I'm thinking 2:00 at the Murdoch Rooftop Bar on Fort Street. It's where we went last time, Weez, before the semi-final.
Good spot, is it, boys?
Yeah, not bad. Well,
is it a good spot?
Yeah, just plenty of space. Could be embarrassing if only a couple of you turn up.
We'll need the space.
More the space so we can tuck away in a corner.
And,
not cause a scene.
Nah,
but
do you not book out Victor?
Yes. We'll confirm that in the pod midweek. But yeah, anyone who's keen to come and have a couple of beers during the afternoon in the city with us is most welcome. Love to see you. But 2 p.m. Then we'll be heading out to the game. Hopefully, we might see us for a pre-game beer at Lily World, the bar outside Mount Smart there, and we'll be watching from the TAB lounge. So come find us during the Storm game. Can't wait, boys. Maybe be there in the flesh to break the streak. It's Brad's Mount Smart debut. It's Brad's Koru Lounge debut. More importantly, it's all happening.
Just popping cherries countrywide this weekend. It's amazing. Yes. Oh, that sounded bad. I'm not going popping cherries countrywide. I'm popping my own cherries on different. Yeah, I'm not just on this rampage up to the North Island, but.
Fucking hell.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's new things for this kid. I'm looking forward to it. But anywho, boys, I've got 2 boys about to fire up a couple of motorbikes 5 meters away from this microphone, which might not be great listening. So I'm going to cut out if that's okay with you.
We'll wrap it up, eh? Thanks, Weez, for joining us today, and we'll catch you on Friday, bro. Brad.
Cheers, boys. Yeah, looking forward
to
it.
See me and Brad at some point during the week, and hopefully this has been a nice little topper to a great weekend. Great win by the Warriors. Hopefully many more to come. Catch you next time.